everyone. Today we're going to take a look at the top of my shelving unit. So this will be Houseplant Tour Part 2. I'll just start over here and then we can work our way down. This first one is a Philodendron Brazil. This is actually one of my oldest plants. I've had this for definitely over a year, maybe close to a year and a half or 2 years. And this originally was in a 4-inch pot, same with this one back here. And it is now in a 6-inch pot and goes all the way down here. I've taken a number of cuttings from this as well. And so far it's been really happy in this spot. This is a really cool one because it just has a lot of variety in the leaves. This one you can see has quite a bit of green, or of the lighter green. This one just has a little stripe. Others are kind of mostly that lighter color. Yeah, it's been very easy to take care of as well. So I would highly recommend this Philodendron Brazil. Back here I have a neon pothos. There is also a philodendron that has kind of the same coloring. This one is the pothos, and it also has these long vines back here, which are just go on and on. Yeah, this one's just, I think this is an 8-inch terracotta, which is pretty big, but when I repotted this, the root system was just so huge that this is the size of pot it needed. This one, you can actually see the roots a little bit down here at the bottom. Yeah, it's definitely still got some time to go before this would need to go up a pot size, but yeah. There are those two. This one is actually one that was in my last video. I decided to move it up here. This is the Hoya Carnosa. And it has this long vine, which I just wanted to, not that one, that's a different one. I just wanted to give it some space to hopefully actually put out some leaves on this vine. Yeah, I won't say too much about it since we already talked about this one. Here I have a Peperomia prostrata. So this is also known as a string of turtles. I actually don't have many Peperomia. I tend to have a difficult time with them. This one seems to be alright. It was much smaller, and all of these really small strands kind of all over the place are new. And as you can see, they do have this cool kind of turtle shell pattern on them. And the new ones are so tiny. That's my favorite part, actually, is just the really, really small leaves when they start growing. So yeah, this one's pretty cool too, and has also been pretty easygoing. This is one of the few that I have in a pot without drainage. And I just am really careful to not overwater this. I don't water it very often at all. Yeah, I just really like this pot, and there wasn't really a nursery pot or anything small enough that would fit kind of in these dimensions. So yeah, that's where we're at. Back here I have a Dracaena Janet Craig. You can see there is some browning. This is actually a plant that has been through a lot. I gave this to my husband actually originally to have it work, and he ended up really neglecting it. He basically put it in a dark room with no light or water for about 3 weeks. He kind of just forgot about it, and I think in general didn't care for it very well. So we decided to bring it back here, and I'm reviving it. It is actually starting to put out some new growth, which is nice, but yeah, it still has some kind of damage around. But yeah, a very durable plant. If you think that you are at high risk of killing a plant, I would definitely try with this one because it can withstand really rough conditions, and I'm pretty sure any other plant I have would have died immediately. So yeah, this one is a survivor for sure. Here I have some kind of jungle cactus, or maybe an orchid cactus. I'm not exactly sure, but I think I probably got this one in a swap sometime. Yeah, it's you know, just doing its thing. I have found that with jungle cactus like this, it's really easy to overwater them, and I've had some rot at the base. So I've had to be really careful to not overwater this one. It is putting out some new growth, these little guys up here. So it so far has been kind of slow. I mean, the grow light is right here, so it's getting pretty good light, but yeah, I don't know if these are just slow growers or if they need something else, but it's doing all right. This over here is a Hoya linearis. This Hoya grows so fast. This is well, I shouldn't say it's my fastest. Maybe it's my second fastest behind this one back here, which we'll talk about in a second. So this is one of the fastest Hoya that I have. It is really easy to propagate. I actually have a couple of, if I can maybe zoom in a little bit, I have some nodes that I had chopped and propagated in water, and then I just stuck them in soil, and they're already putting off new growth. I also have taken just a ton of cuttings of this. I've treated them, propagated them, given them away, all that, and it just keeps, I find the more I cut it, the faster it grows. So when I got this, I probably had 2 strands, maybe this long, maybe even less, and it's really been just such a fast grower. These are the newer strands, which is why they're up, still sticking up. Eventually they will start to go down, which I'm kind of surprised these are still standing up because they are getting pretty long at this point. So yeah. Oh, another thing about this, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but it is very fuzzy. Maybe if I zoom in on something, sort of, you can see how fuzzy it is. So even the stems are fuzzy, and I didn't know that about this until I got this plant, and I was even happier to have it because I really love fuzzy leaves. Back here, this is a Hoya Australis. I actually got this at the grocery store, I think. I just randomly saw it, and of course, if I see a Hoya, I'm probably gonna buy it. So I picked this one up, and it has been growing so well. This is some of the newest leaves that are just huge. They're actually starting to get a little bit sun stressed because this light is just right here. And as you can see, it's starting to climb up the light as well, and is going all the way over here. And also it has, this is also from this Hoya Australis. So it's just kind of going all over the place. It even has some vines going downwards. So yeah, I would say this is my #1 fastest growing Hoya, and it's just has been so easygoing, and it's really nice to see plants that are thriving, not just surviving, which is unfortunately going to be the case with some of the more difficult, maybe Anthurium or Philodendron or even Hoya, but this one is just so satisfying because you can just tell it's really happy and it's just loving life. I'm going to move for a second. I'm actually standing on a swivel chair, which is, I know, very unsafe, but I need to move my chair over a little bit. All right, we are back and on to the next plant. This is a string of tears. So kind of similar to a string of pearls, although you can see the shape of these. They're a little bit more pointed at the ends. This has also gotten really long and has been really easy to care for. I do have this in a cashpo, I don't know how to say that, a nursery pot in this, because this doesn't actually have a hole. And so when I need to water it, I just kind of pull it out, water it, and then stick it back in here. And it's been doing great. Yeah, it's probably was about to hear when I got, oh geez, was about to hear when I got it, and it has since grown just, I don't know, at least a foot. So yeah, very happy plant. Over here I have another kind of similar pot. I really like these two next to each other. Yeah, I like them a lot with these plants in them especially. Here I have a string of hearts. This is the variegated version, and this also, I probably only got maybe 4 or 5 leaves that were unrooted, and I was able to root them, and it has just taken off. It was really just within the pot, and then it just started to vine out, and has since, if I pick this up, just grown all the way down here. So I usually have this hanging over the edge so that it can get some light kind of in between the shelves too. I do want to just point out this really cute leaf. Oops, if it'll actually, let me zoom in on it. That might be better. Yeah, this really cute leaf. Oh, so cute, a little half moon. I don't have an album monstera or anything, so this is the only half moon I'm gonna get. So, but I'll take it. Yeah. And here I have my Philodendron Birkin. This is another one of my older plants, and it has been with me through a lot of learning. So you can see that some of the leaves kind of down towards the bottom do have some yellow spotting, and that was from a spider mite situation. That was the first time I got spider mites, and I really don't have a lot of issue with spider mites, but man, that was terrible. So it took me a while to get rid of them. But after I did, it started putting out normal leaves again, and I have not had another issue with spider mites. I have found also, I don't know if it's the lighting or what, but it has started to put out really white leaves. So for a while, like these ones, maybe just because of the spider mites, it was putting out leaves that didn't have a lot of variegation. They pretty much just looked like this. But since I moved it up here, oops, there we go, it has been putting out a lot more white. In fact, this newest leaf here is completely white, and it'll get some green on it, I believe, as it gets older. These ones are getting more green on them. But yeah, I've also noticed that the leaves are a lot smaller. So I don't know if this is a good thing. My understanding is that more variegation means that it's happier. Well, on certain plants. On this plant, that's what I think it means. But I also, I'm not sure why the leaves are getting smaller. So yeah, if you have any information or thoughts about that, let me know. I don't know. I've wondered if this light is too bright. It's maybe a foot away. So I don't know. It seems to be growing okay, but I might try to move it somewhere that's a little bit less intense. Yeah, we'll see. Back here I have a, what is this? White ribbon Syngonium. This is a pretty unique Syngonium, I think, or at least it's pretty different from ones that I've seen locally, and the more kind of general Syngonium arrow shape. This one has basically sections to the leaf. You can see it. This one has, well, it sort of has 5, but it's shaped a little bit weird. This one you can see it a little bit better. And this one, I actually had to cut half of the leaf off, and this is still browning. Originally I had this under, or in a much more high humidity but darker area, so it didn't have as intensive light. And I don't know if it wasn't getting enough light or what. I actually imported this one, so maybe it was still adjusting, but I'm gonna try it up here to see if I can actually get it to put out some more growth. This leaf is new within my care, but this section hasn't put off anything. So yeah, we'll see. Okay, I had to move my chair over again. Actually, you can see this one a lot better now. I think I was too far away from it to really show this one. Yeah, then the last few up here, I have an air plant. This is a tillandsia of some sort, I believe. It's actually a lot of babies. Let's see if you can see. They're all just kind of clumped together, and I haven't really tried to separate anything out, partially because I just like the way it looks, but also I am not really sure how I would even go about doing that. And yeah, it's just gonna live like this for now. Air plants have been a real struggle for me, and I think a lot of people, like with succulents, they get them thinking that they're easy. But I have found both succulents and air plants to be some of the most difficult plants, and that maybe is just the case for me because I'm kind of a negligent plant owner. I tend to forget to water or underwater, and air plants do not like that. So I have to really stay on top of it to mist these with distilled water. And I fertilize every once in a while, but mostly it's just misting them and making sure that they don't get too dry. Back here I have a Scindapsus trubii Moonlight. Yeah, this one I've also had some difficulties with, and I just moved it up here recently. You can actually see all the roots in here. They're definitely looking healthy. They're nice and thick, but I had some issues, I think, due to temperature. So if you can see this leaf back here, it has some yellow at the end, and there's a couple other leaves like that. This was sort of close to a window during the winter, and here in the Pacific Northwest, it gets pretty cold in the winter months, and I think it just maybe was too much, so I'm gonna be sure to not do that. And now it's pretty insulated from anything going on outside, and I'm hoping that it will actually put off a new leaf, because it's been relatively stable. It just hasn't grown at all in a few months. So yeah, I'm gonna try to make it happier. But yeah, the leaves are really beautiful. They have just kind of silvery blue sheen to them, which is my favorite kind of, I don't know, plant aesthetic or color. So yeah, this one I definitely don't think I'm gonna kill it. I just want it to be happier. This over here is a Florida Ghost. These are the older leaves, and this one is the newest. You can see that it is a bit lighter in color. It's definitely not white, and I have yet to get a leaf that's anywhere close to white. This is older, so it's not brand new, but it was a little bit lighter than this maybe, and it's kind of fading more to the regular green color. But yeah, I'm not sure how you actually get them to be just totally white when they're new. I think maybe they would need to be in natural light, whereas I don't have very good lighting in this apartment, so they're just gonna get these grow lights pretty much. But yeah, it seems to be doing well anyways. It's pretty cool because it has these bright red stems, which actually have a little bit of a texture to them. If it will, I don't know if that's really gonna focus, but they kind of have, maybe another one I can show you. I don't know. But they're just a little bit bumpy, I guess, is what I'm saying. The stems are, or the petiole, I should say. And they also do get this sap. At first I was really worried about this. I thought it was some kind of bug was biting it. But this is a normal thing for these plants and some others. So yeah, I don't know if you can see those, but there's just little droplets that form. So that's the Florida Ghost. And back here, let's see, maybe I'll move this. I don't even know how I'm going to show you this. This is an ivy, which this is definitely the oldest plant I have. I used to be really into making terrariums, which of course I still like it, but I do less of it now. I put this in here when it was this tall. It was so small, and you can tell, I mean, this is just a gallon jar, and actually it broke up here, which is why I decided to use it for this. And yeah, it definitely fit in here just on the inside when I first planted it, and it has just totally grown. You can see the roots. There are some rocks at the bottom. It's kind of hard to even see in here at this point. There's barely any soil left. It's mostly just roots. So I have to fertilize this for sure. And let's see. This, oh geez, how am I even gonna, it just keeps going. It's, here, maybe I'll put it on the front. Okay, there we go. So I'll just get a whole view of it now. Going down. It's huge. Yeah, I love this so much. It's so lush, and Yeah, I just think that making things like this, you end up with something really unique because you can't really buy this. Or at least I have not found a place to buy like a I don't know what to even call this. It's not really a terrarium anymore. But yeah, I don't know. I really like it. I think it has a lot of personality. And it's pretty self-sufficient too. Actually, you can see this side a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. It's pretty self-sufficient. I do water it. I don't actually have to water it very often because it pretty much retains all the water that I put in here because the top is just completely kind of closed with just the other leaves. So not a lot of moisture is escaping, and yeah, it's kind of its own little ecosystem in here. It has some algae growing on the side. The roots are just all over the place. I don't really know how long I can keep it like this. I don't know, but it's been in here for years at this point, so I guess I'm just gonna keep it like this until something goes wrong, and then I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, this is, I know it's just an ivy and it's, you know, nothing too fancy, but I just think this is so cool. And usually it's back here kind of behind, you can't really even see it, it's just behind between the wall and the cabinet because it gets really good light here too, because I have grow lights here as well for the, oh, there's my face. I have grow lights here as well. So yeah, that's not a very good shot, but I'll just go back up here. Yeah, so that is just about it for this. These are the top of my shelves. And yeah, I'm gonna just keep filming different parts of these shelves and different parts of my plant collection until I get through it all. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this was interesting. I'm really enjoying this, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep filming more. So thanks for watching and have a great day.